Zomboys.
Top Gun from the top.
Alright. Hey everybody, and welcome to episode numero 11.
Number 11.
Of House of the Dead.
Yeah, we did House of the Dead today. I'm, as always, Mike Goldsmith.
Yeah, I just zoned out for a second. Sorry, that intro was weird. I was like, what's happening?
We're episode 11 of House of the Dead. This is our 11th episode about House of the Dead.
I think I died for a second. So this is episode 11 of... Oh, yeah, I'm Casey Lynch, by the way. One of the hosts.
One
of many.
We have many hosts.
I think I'm, fucked up from this movie. This movie fucked me up. It was... So, yeah, we watched House of the Dead. What year was it? 2001?
2003.
2003 movie House of the Dead.
Way too late in 2000 for it to be the movie that it is.
I think it's right around when Linkin Park was big and shit. It makes sense.
Yeah, but it was so bad.
It was really bad. Okay, so let's get into this movie because I want to just say all the things that are really stupid and weird.
So, not who was? What the fuck?
Ben Schwartz?
We're both fucked up.
This movie really fucked us up.
So, House of the Dead, plot synopsis is a group of college students travel to a mysterious island to attend a rave, which is soon taken over by bloodthirsty zombies. Directed by you said the correct pronunciation, I believe, is Uwe Boll, legendary shitty director of quite a few shitty movies.
Yeah, I think he's pretty notorious for just being bad.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
And I think isn't he the guy who boxed one of his critics in a boxing ring?
Did he?
Someone criticized his movies and he challenged him to a boxing match and just beat the shit out of him.
I know him from this movie, of course.
Yeah.
He did Blood Rain.
Okay.
He did In the Name of a King, a dungeon siege tale.
Oh, he's a producer on Rampage?
He's a producer on Rampage from 2009.
Oh.
Different Rampage movie.
Okay.
Not having to do with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
That's a shame. That would be very interesting.
Postal he did the other Blood Rain movie, Alone in the Dark. He did the Far Cry movie. He did Attack on Darfur. I don't know who's going to attack Darfur, but that was a movie he did.
Probably.
He did a movie about Auschwitz.
Ooh,
it's called Auschwitz.
I bet it was tasteful.
Then he did Blood Rain: The Third Reich, so he did an Auschwitz movie and a vampire Nazi movie in the same year.
I don't think I know any of these movies.
Assault on Wall Street, Blubberella.
Alright, that's probably enough. Ooh, Zombie Massacre 2.
Age of the Dead. Ooh, that's another one. Zombie Massacre 2, Reich of the Dead.
We talked about doing possibly.
Rampage, President Down.
Cool.
House of Evil.
Alright, that's probably enough fucking credits. He's got 52 credits. We don't need
He's got a lot. Somebody keeps letting this man make movies. He makes really shitty movies.
Yeah, this movie was weird, man.
And he's really known for making really shitty video game movies specifically.
Oh, yeah.
This is the guy who has made it so no video game movie pretty much is ever good.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, if you don't know, House of the Dead is an old arcade shooter game.
Yes.
Very fun at the time, but, has aged poorly, looks like shit. And why is that important? Well, let's start. The opening scene is a very shitty techno song with a trippy, I guess, version of just clips from the video game.
Yeah.
So it is just weird looking inverted clips from the video, color inverted clips from the video game, just with a weird techno song over it, and it is so dumb looking.
And it's interesting for them to make this into a movie, considering the game came out in 96.
Yeah, so they're a little behind. Although, I guess, yeah, whatever. I guess it was probably still pretty relevant. Other House of the Dead.
There's tons of them. There's still House of the Dead. You still go to, if you can find an arcade, you'll find a House of the Dead game there.
But to show clips, oh my god, we'll get into the clips.
In they showed the clips, and Casey was saying, it's like a shitty techno song was playing, and they did the clips triply, they did outlines of the characters in neon on the thing. It was very
I couldn't think of
confusing.
A great way to describe it, but it just looked really dumb and bad. Because the video game, it looks really bad. It's not our video game looks cool, we might as well stick it in there. The video game is very ugly.
Oh yes,
and I think even for the time, it was very ugly. or fairly ugly.
I think for the time, I think it was about average.
Maybe, but yeah, but I don't know. It's dumb. So then we see our characters. We see most of our main cast. It's
told in like a backstory kind of voiceover at first from one of the main characters.
Ben Schwartz.
It's not Ben Schwartz.
It looks like him.
It looks like him.
Yeah.
But he's telling the story, and he's like, if they would have just turned around, they would all still be alive.
Yeah. So, all right. So they're going to the rave, obviously, and like a big group of them miss the boat, and it's like it's showing them, and it freezes and like gets a little gray, and then he says like their name and their occupation. Basically, he's like, "That's Greg." You know, whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? These characters are fucking dumb, and they have no character to them.
Yeah.
Other than Captain Kirk which is actually the character's name, Captain Kirk and Clint Howard.
Captain Kirk is one of the people.
I forget what his name is, but yeah, he's badass. So they missed their. Oh, you're like just reading the trivia. Do you realize you're just reading the trivia? I said that, and he was like, "Oh shit, whoops." I was wondering. I'm like, this is going weird.
This is going weird.
So,
they're going to this rave on the island, and the first question is,
he's just quietly reading trivia about this fucking thing. We're recording a goddamn podcast right now.
The first question is, why were they going to a rave on this weird island?
Yeah.
Why? Who chose this island for a rave?
We have no idea.
It's never explained.
No.
That why there's a rave on this island. They show up, and the girl's like, they're like, what time did the boat leave? She goes, at 5. And they go, what time is it? She goes, 5:15.
Yeah.
Like they were expecting the boat to be there still.
Yeah, like no.
The girl's so dumb. And
so they see
Captain Kirk's boat.
Yeah.
And they don't know he's Captain Kirk yet.
Yeah.
And they go over to the boat, and Ron Howard's brother.
Yeah, Clint Howard.
Howard
amazing
is on the boat, and he's playing his normal weird, creepy character.
Yeah, he's
like
playing
he
the normal
does.
weird, like fucking
troll man,
lunatic. Yeah,
that he always plays.
Lunatic fucking.
And they're like, we need to go to this island, and we have it on a map. And he's like, well, we're not going to take you. And then the captain comes down, and the captain's like, well, for $600 I'll take you. And he's like, here's where the island is. And he goes, never mind.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not taking you there. He's like,
Isla de la Muerta.
Yeah, Isla de la Muerta. And he goes, that means Island of the Dead if you don't speak Mexican. That's what,
that's what Clint Howard says.
That's what Clint Howard says.
Oh, he's so weird in this movie.
And so, they're like, no, we're not going to go there. He's like, fuck it, $1,000.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, we'll take you there for $1,000.
Yeah.
And then the Coast Guard kind of people are coming. They're not Coast Guard. They're Marine border agents or something. It says
I don't know what they were, but they just look like police officers.
Yeah, so they're like, wait, they're Captain Kirk. Somebody makes a Captain Kirk joke, and Captain Kirk stabs the boat with a knife, and he goes, I don't like Captain Kirk jokes.
Yeah, which
I could see. I would get annoyed.
I could see, but he should also then go by a different name, because Kirk is a first name, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't know. Well, you have two names, so pick the other name.
Because I think Captain Kirk, his last name was Kirk, wasn't it? James, it's Captain James T.
James,
Kirk.
I'm thinking of Kirk Cameron. But yeah, so you can go by either names. You're a captain of like a fishing boat, like...
You can make up your own name. I could be like, I'm Captain Dick Hammer.
Yeah, I would do that.
I would be Captain Dick Hammer. I have my boating license, so I am already a captain. So I'm going to start introducing myself as Captain Dick Hammer.
Yeah, that probably won't get you kicked out of too many places. Close the trivia window. You're forbidden.
I'm not on the trivia window.
It says trivia right now. Oh, okay, okay.
I'm on the main page in case you have any questions.
Well.
So, accusing me on being on trivia windows. So Captain Kirk, the police are going to board his boat, and the one kid goes,
he's like, how long is this going to hold us up?
And he's like, it depends if they, what they're looking for, and if they find anything, blah, blah, blah. He's like, well, how much to make you go away? And he's like, like an extra, like, $500
how much to make you lose them?
And so they take off from the police in this boat, and then the captain's like, I would have done it for free.
So he was going to do it anyways, probably.
It was like, I would have done it for free.
Oh, man.
And you find out that this very German captain was in the American
Oh,
military.
yeah. What the fuck? That was so weird.
Yeah.
Very German. He's, I'll look up his name.
And
just
now
so
it
we can
shows.
remember it later,
Now it shows to the rave, and the
Yeah,
rave
yeah.
is going on, and it's sponsored by Sega.
Sega, yeah.
Sega. There's a big Sega sign up.
Yeah, rave sponsored by Sega.
There's topless women all over the place.
There is a ton. Not that many, actually.
We counted. There were 5 topless women scenes.
Because, like, in the first, like, 10 minutes once it gets to the island, there's, like, 4 of them. And it's very gratuitous, and we're like, okay, we gotta see how many there's gonna be. So I counted, and there was only 5.
We also counted how many video game cutaway scenes and whatnot there were.
Yes.
There were
32!
32 cutaways. Now, mind you, it's normally in the middle of action.
Yeah. There was like
a zombie would get shot, and then it would cut away to a video game of a zombie, of the video game of a zombie getting shot, and then cut back to the action.
Yeah, yeah. And so it was insane. Oh my god. I can't wait till we get to this fucking action scene.
So this rave is going on. It's like a full-blown rave. Right now, though, there's... I guess the boat left at 5 to bring everybody to the island.
Yep.
They're at the dock at 5:15.
Yeah.
And that's approximately when the rave is going on at this point.
Yeah.
So is this island like 5 feet away from the mainland?
It didn't seem like it. It seemed pretty far.
It seemed like it was a pretty far boat ride.
Yeah,
longer than 15 minutes.
Yeah, because if it was 5, they got there at night, so like 2 hours maybe.
Yeah, makes.
Even I thought maybe they said 5:50, which even if so, it still wouldn't make sense if it took 2 hours to get there. They wouldn't be doing the rave, in 50 minutes.
Made no sense.
It did not make any sense.
And then you meet a guy who looks like.
Ben Schwartz?
No. Well, the Ben Schwartz guy, and then you also had the
Who else did we meet?
Ethan Hawke looking guy.
Oh yeah.
Ethan Hawke.
Oh, we're not there yet.
Yeah, we are, because at the rave.
At the rave.
At the rave. Yeah. Ben Schwartz, the guy who looks like John Ralphio from. He's not really Ben Schwartz.
He's not really. But he did look a lot like
he
him.
looks like John Ralphio from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
And then a guy who looks like Ethan Hawke.
Yeah,
I
kind of.
thought it was almost Ethan Hawke.
It did look a lot like Ethan Hawke, like the first
in
time
certain
you see him.
scenes,
Yeah, you're like,
he looks like Ethan
You
Hawke.
said it, and I'm like, fuck, that does look a lot like him.
He's just filming an
yeah.
Asian girl's breasts.
Liberty.
Yeah, Liberty.
One of the best characters.
Just Ben Schwartz is talking to her.
Yeah. They're having a
he's
conversation, and
he's just zoomed down on her tits.
Yeah, it's like the three of them, like, kind of like having a chat, but it's just Ben Schwartz and Liberty chatting. I'm just gonna call him Ben Schwartz. It's just Ben Schwartz and Liberty chatting.
Jonathan Cherry is his actual name.
Oh no, and Ethan Hawke is just staring, just like has the camera pointed directly at her tits. And I was like, what the fuck is this? How is this happening?
That's where I know him
Oh
from.
no, we got more trivia.
No. That's where I know Jonathan Cherry from.
Yeah.
He was in the movie
Cherry Papa
Goon.
Daddies?
No, he was in the movie Goon.
Goon?
Yeah, the movie Goon with Stifler in it.
Ain't never heard of it.
They're making another House of the Dead movie?
Oh, are they? Why?
In the year 1993, 5 years before the events of 1998. What?
What the fuck? Is this happening, or is this a joke?
No, this is real. They're making another House of the Dead movie, everybody.
Updated July 2017. So
and it's
announced. So we'll see how that goes. I hope they make it. It's gonna be bad. They shouldn't make it. If you're listening, don't make this. But also do make it. So
but if you make it, we will do a special episode where we go to the movies to watch it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
we will go to the movies to see it.
If you make it, take us to the premiere so we can review it poorly.
So they're at the rave, and then it cuts back to them on the boat, and the one guy's getting like seasick, and he throws up all over his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, that was so corny.
And so she's like in the back washing her shirt.
Yeah, she's just topless.
Just topless in the back, and creepy Clint Howard comes in.
He's like, I got this for you. This is here. I want you to take this. It's a cross necklace. He's like, there's bad spirits on the island. This will protect you and your friends. And she leaves it on the boat. Like there was no point to that scene other than just to show her tits. Like literally no.
There
point.
was no point to it at all, other than just to have her topless for some reason.
It was It was I don't know. It just all felt unnecessary. Like none of it was in sex scenes. It was just like one lady's in the ocean and you see her tits. I'm sorry if people are offended by the word tits. This feels like a tit movie and not like a breast movie. You
Yeah,
know
it's
what I mean?
true. I was trying to dance around it and call them breasts.
Yeah,
and,
I'll try to start calling them breasts.
boobs.
So yeah, one lady's boobs are
boobs.
Yeah, this just because tits is like a really slimy sounding word. And
and this was a slimy
this movie
movie.
makes me feel slimy. So all right, I'm sorry. I'll try to start saying boobs or whatever.
Or fun bags.
Or tatties.
Let me see your tatties.
So it's all just so not needed.
It's like ham-fisted in there.
Yeah,
like,
it's
like
fine.
you know
It's
what?
shitty, but...
It's a movie in the early 2000s. We're going to show boobs everywhere.
Yeah, it was a lot. And once I hit the fifth one, I was like, oh, I hope there's more now, because now I want it to be so ridiculous.
Now we want it to be really ridiculous.
5 isn't ridiculous enough. It's so ridiculous that it's like, that's too much. But it's not so much that it's like, what the fuck were they thinking? So yeah.
Yeah, so they're on the boat. He gives her the cross necklace.
Has no point.
No, has no point at all. Because they just leave it there, and then
Yeah, she
that's
just
it.
leaves it there, and that's it. Other than to establish that there's going to be spooky things on the island in the movie called House of the Dead. Oh, really?
Then there's a creepy guy who looks like what did I say he looked like?
Ethan Hawke?
No. He looks like the guy
Jigsaw?
who plays Doogie Howser.
Oh yeah.
He looks like
What the fuck? What character was that?
That's the guy with his girlfriend down on the beach with the bubbles that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
The bubbles make
I'm not
no
even
sense.
looking at my fucking notes because I'm like, I'll say we just did an episode. We just did episode 10. So we watched the movie, did episode 10, watched the movie. Now we're doing episode 11.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
This guy looked like Neil Patrick Harris a little bit.
Yeah.
And him and his girlfriend go out on the beach, and she like takes off all of her clothes and gets in the water, and he steps in the water.
Yeah,
he takes off his pants,
but he has
steps
his
in the
pants
water,
still
and
around
he goes,
his ankles.
and he goes, "Ooh, the water's cold. You can enjoy your swim, baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just lay here on the beach."
Like,
so he just lays down on the
right.
beach, and she goes in the water, and all these bubbles start coming up from the water.
He passes out and falls asleep. And then, like, a ton of, like, bubbles. It's just, like, crazy, like, these amount of bubbles that she's just, like, not moving.
Yeah.
And just, like, so many bubbles, it's crazy. What's gonna grab her? And then something grabs him, apparently, and she swims back and he's gone.
Yeah,
What the fuck were those bubbles? Was it just so they could show more underwater shots of her boobs?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, because there was enough bubbles that, like, there were bubbles there, but not enough that you couldn't see your boobs through the bubbles.
That's what it is.
So I feel like it was done on purpose.
It was a misdirection where they could also show boobs.
I think that's exactly what it was. Uwe Boll just loves boobs, I feel like.
Heavy misdirection.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah.
So they finally get to the island, and now it's nighttime, and they go to the rave, and there's nobody there. There's nobody at the rave at all.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. First, the nude lady from the ocean goes, puts her clothes on.
The nude lady from the ocean.
The nude lady from the ocean. She puts her clothes on, and she's, like, looking for her boyfriend. And instead of walking back to the rave, where if he went somewhere it would probably be, she wanders through the woods and goes to this, like, weird graveyard and abandoned church.
Yeah!
And is, like, I think his name was Matt or whatever. She's, like, calling for him, and she's, like, she might even say, like, I wonder if he went in here, and, like, goes inside, like, has to force the door open on this weird church, and goes inside, and he's standing there with blood dripping out of his mouth, and then a zombie shoves its hand through his stomach. And that's when we cut away.
Yeah, and...
Why would you go in that church?
Yeah, that was the weird part, too, was he, like, shoved his hand through his stomach.
This is, we talked about it. This is the movie Zack Snyder probably saw before making Dawn of the Dead. Because it's just, like, weird shit that doesn't make any sense that they just did because they think probably looked cool.
And there was a lot of slow motion sequences.
Oh, boy, we're going to get into slow-mo.
There was a ton
it was so fucking bad.
Of slow motion sequences.
Yeah.
A couple of karate slow motion sequences.
Oh, those are the best. Oh, okay. Let's hurry up and get to that. That fight
alright,
scene.
So they end up at the rave. There's nobody there.
Yeah. No one seems concerned except for the redhead. What was her name? Oh, Alicia.
Yeah. So
she's like kind of like bitchy, smart.
They leave the throw up
lady.
girl and her boyfriend back at the camp. And why do they leave? Is it to go find the other people for the rave?
Oh, yeah, they're going to look for where the rave's happening.
So they stay and they go into a tent.
One lady is, like, concerned and no one else is, like... And it looks like the place is destroyed, pretty much. Like, half of it is, like, torn down.
Yeah.
Alicia picks up a shirt that, like... It looks like it's covered in blood. She's like, guys, I think something fucking bad happened. They're like, no, it's fine.
They're like, oh, something bad happened.
Yeah.
They, like, make fun of her.
Yeah, like, no, she just picked up a bloody shirt. Like, fucking think about it for a second. So, whatever. So they go off looking for them. So, Puke Girl and Puke Boy
are back at are still there. They're gonna bang in a tent.
You went off for a minute. They were about to bang in a tent.
They're gonna bang in a tent, and he gets up and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom."
Yeah, they were about to bang outside. This is important. They were about to bang outside, and then he was like, "I think it's gonna rain. Let's go in the tent." So they go in the tent, and then he's like, "I gotta pee." So he goes out of the tent, and instead of just like pissing right there at the door, he goes to a porta potty. He was just about to fuck outside, and he's like, "I pee outside all the time." Like, he really went to a porta potty when there was no one around. He's like about to have sex with his girlfriend, and he's gonna like go away to a gross porta potty. No, just like quick piss outside and go back in.
Yeah, so he does that, and
that really bugged me.
He goes outside, and then all of a sudden there's zombies outside the tent.
Yeah.
And they can't get through the Velcro door at first.
The tents are Velcroed, and you see them like hitting it, but they have to hit it softly because it's just Velcroed. So I'm sure the director was like, I'm sure Uwe Boll was like, you know, hit it, but hit it softly because it's Velcroed and it will open.
So that happens. Then she gets attacked by zombies, and it cuts away.
We don't know.
Well, yeah, it cuts away.
The tent gets it.
Yeah, the tent gets attacked, and then it cuts away to everybody, and they end up walking all around, and
they find the church, right?
They find the creepy church, and they see that, and then they come back to the rave again.
Yeah. Well, they go in the church, and that's where they meet.
That's where they meet Ethan Hawke and
Ben
Schwartz and Liberty. They're holed up in the church, and they're like, "Oh my God, you got to look at what happened." And they have a video camera, Ethan Hawke's video camera, and they play the tape of everybody getting attacked.
Yeah.
And they're like, "We got to get out of here." And they're like, "Well, we got to get our friends there back at the rave site first."
Yeah.
So they go back to the rave site, and they get attacked by the blonde girl.
Yes.
So the blonde girl comes, her face is all like ripped up.
It's not really. She just kind of got like.
She's got a couple deep scratches in her face.
Yeah, it just looks like she was hurt. It doesn't look like she's a fucked up monster.
No.
Bringing that up for what's about to happen.
She runs to go and attack them, and the cop that was trying to board the boat is now on the island, and she shoots her in the chest.
Yes.
With a AR-15.
Yeah.
She flies backwards.
Just shoots her with a fucking assault rifle. Like this. From her perspective, is just a fight that's happening.
A sporting rifle? It's a sporting rifle.
No, it's not. It's fully automatic in this movie.
In this movie it is. Yes. But it is the military version of this.
Yes, it is a fully automatic
assault
rifle.
So it's more than likely it's not a AR-15 at that point. It would be an M4, which is the military version of the rifle.
Sure. M6, isn't it M16?
M16 is the old, like, 1960s.
Whatever.
Up into the 80s, they use the M16. It's now the M4. Assault rifle is what they use. So, once again, if you missed last week, we talked about how guns and cars are my plant and animal facts.
Yeah.
So, here's some gun facts for
So
you.
this lady, all she sees is
she shoots
a fight that she just blasts this woman in the chest.
and blows her backwards.
Yeah.
Now, I own a AR-15, which shoots the same caliber as this gun.
Yeah.
And it would not blow somebody back 20 feet.
It was insane.
And take them off their feet.
It was a Dawn of the Dead just because it looks cool.
Swept her off her feet and threw her backwards. And she walked up without even asking any questions.
Yeah.
And shoots her in the fucking head point
what
blank.
the fuck?
With
She
a pistol.
has no idea what's happening.
She's like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
It doesn't even say...
She has no idea what's happening, sees a fight about to break out. Like,
and they're like, oh, that was my friend. And they're like, not anymore.
Yeah, she says not anymore, which she just killed her friend. She's like, not your friend anymore because I just fucking shot her in the head.
Bang, bang.
What the fuck is this lady doing? She's insane.
Bang, bang.
Like, she just sees a fight break out and is like, I better shoot one of them with my assault rifle. And then before she can get up, I better shoot her in the head. And she was white, which is important to point out. Otherwise, it would make sense.
She was white.
The lady she shot was white. Otherwise,
So, you have that happen, and the boyfriend, they got the boyfriend out of the porta potty, and he's all covered in shit.
Oh, yeah.
And literally, she's like, fine, we have to find Captain Kirk.
Oh, yeah. They get the boyfriend out first, and then they kill the girlfriend.
Yeah.
And the boyfriend...
They're like, oh, they gotta find Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
So they head to go find Captain Kirk, and the boyfriend is walking through the woods, and his girlfriend just got shot in the head. And he's like, meh,
right in front of him.
Whatever.
He looks
just
so
walking
bored.
through.
He looks so fucking disinterested in this
Honestly,
movie.
if I was in this movie, I'd be bored, too.
Yeah.
Except for the 25-minute fight sequence.
Even at the end of the fight scene, they look bored.
They do.
They look like one of them is shooting... Okay, we'll get there, because I love it.
Yeah. So they go back to find Captain Kirk, and you see Ron Howard's brother, is
Clint Howard.
Clint Howard. He's dead already because Captain Kirk is a smuggler.
Oh yeah.
And they were smuggling
guns and
cigars. So they're going to hide them on the island so nobody could find them.
Because the cops are obviously after him. So he's like, we'll hide him here and come back later.
Yeah. So Clint Howard dies. He gets attacked by zombies. And now zombies are swimming through the water and climbing on Captain Kirk's boat. Yeah. And Captain Kirk's just shooting them off the boat, smoking a cigar like
in a very cool way. I just want to say his name, Jürgen Prochnow. Just because he's like in a ton of shit. So
he may be the most famous person in this movie, honestly.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's in a ton of shit. He's very cool. He's like, if you see like a cool old like German dude, it's him. Like that's it. So he's just shooting the zombies off his boat, just fucking them up.
Yeah, so he's killing all the zombies, which is important because when they get to Captain Kirk's boat in a little while, where they're going to take that boat off the island, they go get on the boat and they run out on the dock and there's a bunch of zombies on the boat. And the one guy jumps in the water to go swim to the boat because he's not paying attention to anything.
And they're like right next to him, and they're like, Simon, no, and he just keeps going.
He just runs and jumps in the water.
There's no way he didn't hear them. There's no other noise like blocking him out.
The zombies from the boat jump in the water.
Yeah.
And then the cop woman starts shooting from the thing with her assault rifle, just like missing all over the place.
Yeah, it's
hitting every once in a while, but mostly missing.
Yeah, like hitting him like chest or whatever, whatever.
Runs out of ammo and switches to her pistol, which then she just proceeds to rock headshots. One shot kills. Just boom.
One hand's rocking these headshots. Like, okay, I guess you should have used a pistol the whole time.
Then Captain Kirk is up on like the cliffside. And he has like a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
And he's killing things. Liberty, the Asian woman that's dressed in a American flag jumpsuit.
It's like a 1970s jumpsuit, like American flag spandex thing. It is insane. It is so funny.
And so she goes in the water and starts fighting zombies in the water
with like a knife.
With a knife for some reason.
Weird.
Eventually, they all get back onto the land.
Yeah,
and
one of them yells to Captain Kirk, like, shoot him in the... You gotta shoot him.
He's like, what do you think I'm trying to do?
What the fuck do you think I'm trying to do, you idiot, or you asshole?
And so they...
He's like the one cool character.
So they decide that once they get all back on the beach, the one guy goes over, Simon, who's like the pretty boy.
Yeah, he's like
and he goes over and he goes, "Bah!" yelling at the one zombie that's up on the land.
Yeah, he's like
and kicks it and
zombies.
It rolls over and spits acid in his face. Just spits acid in his face and gives him a crazy acid burn on one side of his face.
Oh my god, it was so dumb.
Yeah, it was really dumb.
Oh, we didn't do what the fuck are these things?
They're zombies.
They're
kind of zombies,
they're
but
nothing.
They're like mummies.
They look like mummies. They spit acid. They know karate.
They do. Some of them use axes. The one throws an axe later.
Oh my god!
And it's in super slow-mo, but he also jumped in the air at the same time.
Oh my god!
And he had done like a front flip when he threw the axe.
Oh man!
It was insane.
You're not giving this scene the respect it deserves.
Oh, we will once we get to it.
So the rules are nothing.
There's no rules to this. We don't know how long it takes after you get bit to become a zombie.
No idea. We don't even know.
Because we don't see anybody turn into a zombie.
Nah.
We see people who have turned, but
so
we
do
don't
know
see
bites
it
will
happen.
kill you. Yeah, that's just crazy. It's just like whatever was in the video game.
The one zombie guy talks.
Oh, the main guy?
Yeah, the jigsaw face guy talks.
So he's like... We've seen him at this point. He's like all patchwork skin.
Yeah. He looks like... Have you ever seen Punisher Warzone? The main villain in that.
Sorry.
His face is all fucked up.
Yeah. He looks like he's taken a bunch of like pale white skin and just stitched it together. It looks very dumb.
So,
I think we're almost at the fight scene, right?
Yeah, so he spits acid in his face, and then they're like, oh, we have to... Well, first, though, before the fight scene, we get our first death scene coming up soon, where we do get our first fade-to-red death scene.
Oh, yeah.
Where the cop and one of the survivor guys, they go onto the other side of the island to get to her boat.
Yeah.
To see if they can take her patrol boat. It's like a mile away. Yeah, Greg. It's like a mile away, so they go over there to go see if they can get her patrol boat and bring it back over there and pick everybody up.
Yeah.
So they go out into the thing. Zombies attack, of course.
Yes.
He kind of hides.
He has a grenade, which implies that
does have a grenade.
the cop has a grenade, but whatever.
Yeah, he had a grenade. he kind of hides behind some, like, trees, like, on a cliff thing.
Yeah.
And, like, the zombies run past him and jump. Like, these zombies can leap far and high.
It's crazy.
It's like they're on trampolines.
Yeah.
And so the zombies run by and kind of jump over the cliff and stuff, and so he comes out, and then the one zombie jumps back and, like, sees him and attacks him and kills him.
He gets
to
surrounded,
which it, like, turns, like, the screen turns, like, red, and then it shows him just, like, standing there with nothing around him, and then it cuts to the next scene, and it's like a blood wipe on the screen of, like, dripping blood.
It's like a transition of a blood wipe.
Yeah, it's like a transition of, like, dripping blood on the screen. But it looks like shitty video game, like, after you're dead, and it would come up and be like, you're dead.
Yeah. Is that what happened in the video game? Like, when you died, like, that's what it showed? Like, red screen and then you standing there?
I'll ask Jeeves this.
Okay, is this a new recurring segment?
Yeah, ask Jeeves. So, we gotta Google Bing.
Yeah, you gotta get to Bing first.
Google Bing.
We should really listen to last week before we do this again, because this might be the most tedious thing.
And then we Bing Ask Jeeves.
Alright, ask Jeeves. Now let's ask him a question. What are we asking him again?
Ask Jeeves. We are asking...
Okay. Ask him... Hello, Jeeves. Whoops, we knocked over the mic. Hold on, everybody. Although you can cut that if you want.
Death scene in...
You're not being very formal with Jeeves.
Dead. Well, it's not Ask Jeeves anymore. It's just ask.com.
Oh, but we can assume.
Oh, God, I hate Ask Jeeves.
Why do we keep going to Ask Jeeves?
Why do we keep using this?
Oh,
God. All right, I'm going back to Google.
All right, wait. Ask Jeeves about Google.
Ask Jeeves.
All right, type in Google on it. Oh, whoops. All right, Google. We should leave room.
Google doesn't even come up with the first thing. The first thing gives you is ads related to Google.
All right.
There we go, Google.
We should listen to this before we should leave a pause after this so we can cut it if we need to.
And I'm going to Google Bing.
All right, Google Bing.
And then, here we go. So now I'm on Bing.
Bing YouTube.
So, House of the Dead, Sega, Death.
Oh my God.
Screen.
Let's see if this is anything. Cool, just pictures of mountains. Thanks, Bing, you fucking assholes. Why did you do that?
Because I spelled a bunch of shit wrong.
Yeah, but how dead could you have spelled it?
Oh
wow,
really
you spelled it really wrong.
Yeah, I spelled it really, really bad.
How's it the death scene turned into mountains? I'm still seeing mountain.
I don't see any death scenes on it.
I don't see it either. We can just assume it's a reference since everything in this movie is a reference to the fucking video game. Now Google mountains. Nah, I think that's really specific of a thing to show. I don't know that they'll have it. We are, listeners, we are literally just looking at images of House of the Dead video game covers at this moment.
Alright,
so bear with us.
So he dies and it goes to a blood wipe.
Yeah.
And,
what are you asking now?
The cop
you
goes
Google
back,
YouTube.
The cop goes back to the.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Greg dies. The cop goes back to the
group, and she's like, "Oh, my boat was also destroyed."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, well, we found this weird, creepy house. We can get there and defend it."
Yeah. It's a good move. I'm trying to find where we are in my notes.
Oh, we are at your favorite part.
Oh yeah, this is the action scene. Oh no,
this is the action scene.
Yeah.
This is where they get up to where the action takes place.
Should we talk about the bridge scene first, where the kid injures his hand?
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting fact. Go
Okay,
ahead.
yeah, just...
You know better than I do.
It's just, the Ben Schwartz, or the character John Cherry, or whatever his name is, they're walking on the bridge, and he falls, and then they show a close-up of a hand hitting the nail. And the reason and Mike is now just watching clips of House of the Dead, so they show, hit, like, a hand, like, hit a nail, and that doesn't come up for, he goes like, ah, or whatever. That doesn't come up for a while until much later on. Like, much, much, much later on. He has a cast on because he injured his hand during filmmaking. No. He injured his hand during filmmaking, so they added that scene just to make it make sense.
Yeah.
And
so I just confirmed that's not what happens when you die in House of the Dead.
No, so it's just
very confusing.
a weird, confusing, dumb thing.
So he falls.
They just added that little scene because he broke his hand.
So
I'm sure it was. I'm sure the anecdote had something to do with like poor directing or poor filmmaking.
On to the 20-minute action.
Don't exaggerate. It's only literally 10 minutes. It's only literally exactly 10 minutes.
It might be a little longer.
It might be a little longer.
It might be. I'll give it 11 to 12.
Okay.
From beginning to end.
Let's call it the 10-minute fight scene because the clip I watched was exactly 10 minutes.
So they get guns. Turns out Captain Kirk has guns.
Oh yeah.
They go to this thing, and there's a montage for like a good minute and a half of them just getting different.
Oh
guns.
yeah. They're just
it was
like
weird.
Yeah, there's a couple montages. This is like another Zack Snyder thing. Like Zack Snyder's like, oh, I could do this better, which probably technically true.
I could.
He did the technical aspects are better.
I guess
it's technically better. It's less enjoyable, but it's technically better. So there's like a montage of them just like loading up on guns. Like that's probably like a minute or something.
Yeah, like a minute and a half of them just getting different guns. It felt like it was way longer.
Yeah.
It felt very tedious.
I mean, like that's a long time to just sit there and watch one thing happen. Like 10 minutes doesn't sound like a long time for an action scene.
Oh my god!
But
the action scene felt like it was an hour long.
I thought I was losing my fucking mind because it just kept going. And
especially, I thought I had a stroke at one point.
Yeah. Oh
because
my god!
The whole fight scene
god.
rewinds in fast motion.
Alright, so let's get into the fight scene.
So they go to the house and there's just all kinds of zombies in front of the house.
Yeah, the zombies like swarm them.
And they just start shooting. They're all lined up in a line and they're walking forward and they're like shooting in slow motion.
And like
there's like
the
bullet trails but behind the bullets.
Which they're walking way too fast for the bullets to be going that slow.
They were doing like the Matrix bullet trails.
Yeah, it was so much Matrix bullshit. And so they're just walking and shooting, and that's why this action scene felt insane, because it is 99.9% just them firing guns.
And then intercut with scenes from the video game of zombies getting killed.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah,
they're fighting and killing zombies, and then all of a sudden like a zombie would die, and it cuts to a zombie dying in the video game. It cuts back to the action.
It was around 15 or so of
just cuts.
Of just cuts. That's of the video game cuts. That's how many were in
and
that.
And then every character got a slow motion 360.
Oh yeah, every character got a slow motion 360 shot of them shooting a gun while the camera pans around them.
Slow motion,
degrees.
yeah.
Slow
motion. So you had that.
And the reason it felt so long is because it was just this. It was just like firing gun, bang, 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 like for 10 minutes straight.
Yes.
Like, you can do long action scenes. It works fine.
But have, like, crazy shit happen.
Like, the movie Free Fire is, like, literally almost only one action scene in one setting.
Well,
that's,
like,
like
the movie...
But it's not just firing guns the whole time. There's other stuff going on.
What the hell's that Korean movie? I think it's Korean, that takes place in a high-rise. The Raid.
Oh, yeah,
The Raid is like one long action scene.
Yeah.
From when they get to the apartment building until the end. It's one giant fight scene.
It's just gotta be good.
But it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's an hour-long fight scene.
Yeah.
But it's awesome, because all kinds of crazy shit's going on.
Yeah, this is literally just 99, and I'm saying 99 because there's a couple amazing things. But it's 99% just them, like, shooting guns, like, in different directions.
And, like, throwing grenades. And the grenades are blowing up not the way the grenades work.
No, that is not how grenades
work. The grenades
work.
are blowing up like dynamite works.
Yeah.
Like, it's causing a huge explosion.
Of, like, fire.
Not like shooting, like, shrapnel.
Yeah, these are fragmentation
which is
grenades.
how a grenade works.
Yeah.
They were just, like, dropping dynamite everywhere.
Yeah, but it was
ba-boom,
grenades, yeah.
Ba-boom!
So that's dumb.
So they did that a couple times.
But it's just like, I seriously was just like, what the fuck? How are they still doing this?
The part where I thought I had a stroke was when Liberty died, and she was getting killed. She gets surrounded and swarmed by zombies.
Yeah.
And the one guy, the guy who looks like John Ralphio, it zooms in on his face, and then it rewinds the entire fight scene in fast motion.
It was so insane.
All the way back to, like, when he first met her.
Yeah.
It rewinds all the way back.
It does, like,
and then it does it again.
Yeah, it does a montage, super fast rewind montage of everything we just saw.
And it does it 2 times.
Yeah, it does it later, too.
It does it... Well, no, it did it again right after that. It did it fast, and then it did it faster.
Did it really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It did it fast.
So it was just one long thing? Oh, I didn't even notice that.
It did 2 times.
Because I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And we were both yelling at
I was like, oh my god.
We were screaming at the screen. I couldn't really pay attention to the scenes that were being shown.
Yeah, it happened one time, And then right after it happened the first time, then it happened again, but it did it faster.
Oh my god. Why was that necessary?
And so Liberty dies. And then at one point, a zombie runs up and jumps high and throws an axe.
Yeah, a zombie runs and jumps and does a flip, and as he's flipping, he throws the axe
and
at
he's in
Alicia.
the air still.
Yeah.
And Alicia runs, and she jumps up like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
And shoots
It's
a
like
shotgun.
slow-mo Matrix.
Shoots a shotgun.
Yeah.
To which the shotgun slug comes out of the gun.
Yeah.
In slow motion, and then breaks apart into a million BBs.
Yeah.
That is not how...
No.
A shotgun works.
No.
If you're shooting a
It
slug,
like
it stays as a slug.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, it turned into like a bunch of other bullets.
Yeah.
It turned into like, okay, so not BBs.
Yeah.
I was giving them benefit of the doubt,
Yeah.
but it did look like a bunch of other bullets. So
like
they
little...
shoot this thing and a bunch of little bullets come out of the slug breaks apart into a bunch of little bullets and then hits the zombie in the chest. This is all happening in slow motion, mind you.
Yeah.
And as the shotgun slug is traveling, we're zoomed in on the shotgun slug as it breaks apart and hits the zombie in the chest, and he dies. And then the axe just kind of falls behind Alicia.
Yeah, it just goes behind her.
Yep.
Because she jumped up like in the way of the axe. Like if it was being thrown at her, like, you know, on her like x-axis or y-axis or whatever, and she jumped straight up, it would have fucking hit her. It had to have just passed behind her.
How drunk and or high do you think Uwe Boll was when he decided to make this movie? Like, decided to shoot this action scene?
I think he's just an insane person.
You think so?
I would guess.
He's like German or Danish or something, isn't he?
He's not American, I don't think.
No, I don't think he's American. I've heard him talk, and he sounds like he's
a foreign man.
Some sort of foreign character.
No, I think he's just insane. Let's see.
I'm looking here.
Looks like Clint Howard.
So he's from Germany.
Does it say, as a child, he produced a number of short... Oh, okay. On Super 8. Thought it was
he's from Germany. North Rhine.
Yeah.
Westfield.
No, I was just reading to say if he spent any time in a sanitarium or whatever.
In a sanitarium. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I don't know if he needs any imbibing to just fucking make the craziest. Like, seriously, if you don't believe us, I think there's a clip of this on YouTube. Go watch the 10-minute clip of the action scene. It's fucking insane, and it's kind of like a drug in itself. So yeah, oh boy, so that was just crazy. Oh man, what else happens? That's almost the end of the action scene.
Yeah, the action scene was insane. They get to the front door of the house, and the door is locked. So two of them go around, the lady cop and John Ralphio.
Yeah.
Go around to the side, and there's a window there. They're shooting, and eventually John Ralphio gets in the window, and then the cop lady comes up to the window, and she starts to climb in.
Yeah.
And zombies come up with axes.
Yeah, they have axes.
And just start chopping her legs.
Yeah.
Just chop her legs off.
Yeah.
The one has like some of them have hatchets.
Yeah.
The one had like a fire axe.
Yeah, one had like a current day like fire axe. Like they have like hatchets, like old timey, like, you know, ones that you might find on a spooky island or in a haunted mansion or whatever. One just had like a fire axe.
Yeah.
Like what the
so
fuck?
they chopped off her legs, and he brings her
scream.
inside. She doesn't scream at all.
She doesn't make any.
And he's like, "Listen to me." His friends are at the front, still trapped by all these zombies, and they're running out of ammo.
Yeah,
and he's sitting there, and he's like, "Listen to me." He's like, "You saved us."
Yeah,
blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
and takes like a blanket and covers her up.
Yeah, they're having like an emotional scene, like, "Dude, your friends are fucking about to die. Like, go, go, go."
And then he runs away.
Yeah.
To go open up the front door, and there's terrible looking CGI blood on the ground.
Oh yeah, where you see her body.
It was so bad.
That is the easiest thing to make is blood.
It was
Why
so
would you do CGI blood?
Bad.
Oh boy.
So they get to the
CGI
front.
Anywhere else? A few places probably.
I'm sure for like some of the Matrixy scenes and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about all of that we just talked about.
So the
insanity that is that fucking scene. Oh, I loved it.
So they did that. The terrible CGI blood. He gets to the front door, opens it up. They kind of spill inside. Captain Kirk is getting his leg eaten by a zombie. And so they kill that zombie, bring Captain Kirk to a table. They get a tourniquet, and they tie it onto his wound.
Yeah.
Instead of tying it above like you should,
they just
tie
right
it on the wound. And they're like, there you go.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're better now. And the kid who got acid spit in his face goes over to a mirror and opens up the wound. And like his wound looks bad, don't get me wrong. He's got an acid burn on his
like
face.
a model, so.
And he's like an underwear model, the one lady says before. But he's got like an acid burn on his face. Like it's all red and raw, and like there's no skin on it anymore.
And because he's an underwear model, you assume he's got a nice dick. So who cares if his face is burned? You don't have to see faces in underwear ads. Just gotta see that dick. When I buy my underwear, I want to know a big dick's been in it.
In your particular pair of underwear?
I assume that models try on. Isn't that what a model does? They try on all the underwear?
Yeah. That's exactly what a model does.
They model it.
So they model every pair of underwear that comes off the line.
If a big dick hasn't been in my underwear, I'm throwing them out because it's not going to be in it when I get it. So, any ladies out there?
Any ladies listening to the podcast out there? I
got a huge dick. This is very big.
To clarify. Just to clarify.
Yeah,
stop taking out your dick. I don't want to see it.
Look at it. Look how big it is. Here, take this telescope. Not a magnifying glass, a telescope.
So, at this point, the podcast has gotten straight off the rails. Now, at this point, he's like, I'm like the Elephant Man. Yeah. He's yelling,
and he has the bandage on, so he's yelling, "I'm the Elephant Man," and he's like this beautiful model. We're like, shut the fuck up, you asshole! Like, what a dick.
Especially when the Elephant Man looks like
I know. Yeah, Elephant Man is not a bird on the face.
No,
it's a butt head, a butt chin, and a crazy face.
I am not an animal. It's a famous line from that movie.
Yeah, I'm sorry for being mean to Elephant Man.
I am not an animal.
Anyways, now that we're done mocking the
Elephant Man,
the physically impaired. Sorry.
Are there any modern day Elephant Men, you think?
Yes. Yeah, there is. There's like some of those people have. Well, he just has like elephantitis, right? There's some people out there who have that.
I don't know what the hell's wrong with the Elephant Man.
We can talk about that off mic because I'm sure we'll do some Googling. And I feel like we've done enough Googling. We don't have to.
Let me bing that.
Okay, let me go to Alta Vista.
Ooh, now you're thinking. So
he's upset. These are all the scenes.
So he's all upset.
We weren't even listening to.
And the one black girl who's had the hots for him, you find that out at the beginning of the movie. He's like, "Oh, you're still handsome." They start like hardcore making out.
But he doesn't like her. He likes Alicia.
Yeah, but then they start hardcore making out. Then Alicia starts making out with John Ralphio in the other room.
Oh, yeah.
And then the black girl runs in and she's like, Captain Kirk needs you. He's not doing very well.
Yeah.
So they go in there and Captain Kirk's like, he's like, you should really concern yourself about finding shit and barricading this place to make it. He's like, I bet you there's gunpowder and stuff to make this place more formidable.
Yeah.
And more into like a fortress.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about me. Start worrying about yourselves.
Badass dude.
And so they go and they're looking around for stuff. And at this point, the zombies are outside, like collecting the bodies and dragging them downstairs.
Yeah, they're taking away their dead and injured.
Into like a basement area, which is weird. And Captain Kirk's kind of like laying down on the table, and he hears Ron Howard's brother whistling and singing like a song. Yeah. And he goes outside.
He's like Salish?
Which I guess is Shalish is his name.
I thought his name was Sally when he first said it.
Yeah, he's German, so it sounds weird.
Yeah.
Salish is his name.
Salish. What a weird name.
So Salish, he goes, Salish, and he goes, "Are you dead?" And like Salish looks at him because he's like standing outside, and he just fucking shoots him right in the head.
Right in the head.
Just shoots him right in the head.
And then so the zombies are like, I don't know what they're doing out there for a minute. They're kind of just like hanging around.
Yeah, they're just like,
I guess they're like, all right, we're gonna let this scene play out because we know Uwe wants it this way, so we're gonna let it go. And once he shoots Clint Howard, like the other people like go outside, they know Captain Kirk is he's outside, so they run out to go get him. And then then zombies like attack them, and they quickly close the door. And he pulls out, he's smoking a cigar like he always is.
Yep.
And he pulls out a stick of dynamite.
And lights it off the cigar.
Very badass move. And then they'll run because he just blows everything up right in front of the door.
Yep.
Like, what a fucking asshole. He's been like a cool guy who this whole time, but he like doesn't think like, I better not blow up the door. I better walk a little bit further. Like, come on, man. So he blows open the door, and they have to fucking run because now the zombies are all coming
inside. And they run into like a basement area where there's moss monster zombies.
No, that's a little later.
Oh, is that a little later?
That's a little later, yeah. They run it through like they're running it through a couple rooms. They run through one room, and they're like trying to they find gunpowder.
Yes,
and they're like,
and they barricade the door up, and there's like a room full of gunpowder.
They're like, it's pointless because one of us has to be here to light it off. So like, there's nothing we can do about it.
And the zombies are breaking through the door.
And then so they start breaking through, and they're barricading it, and Elephant Man is holding them off.
Elephant Man gets grabbed by the zombies.
I don't think he's not even bitten at that point, though, is he?
No, but he gets grabbed by the zombies, and they're like holding him up against the door.
Yeah.
And he pulls out his gun and
he just tells them to run.
Yeah, and points his gun at the gunpowder. He points
it, and then John Ralphio's like, "Oh fuck," and books it.
And they go downstairs into like this basement area.
Yeah.
And he shoots the gunpowder, and it blows up, and it causes like this giant explosion.
Yeah.
And
which wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen, but whatever.
So now they're in the basement area, and that's where the moss zombies are.
No, first they're in the. Oh yeah, you're right.
In the sewers where the moss zombies are.
Oh, we missed the spooky lab.
Oh yeah, they're in a spooky lab.
It looks like something you would see in like a kid's haunted mansion like ride. It's so dumb.
Yeah, they find a spooky lab.
There's
like a dead body like on a table.
Yeah,
and they look through like this.
It's like a steampunk microscope.
Yeah, they look through a steampunk microscope and they see there's blood, but they're like, it's not human blood, and they're like, oh look, it reanimates dead cells and blah blah blah.
Like how the fuck did they know that?
And then there's like a leech in a
fish tank.
In a fish tank filled with what looks like blood.
I think it's supposed to be blood,
and
but it just looks like red water.
And then the red water, like splashed on the ground, reanimates the zombies.
Yeah.
And they get up, and then
that was earlier.
Earlier.
So yeah, whatever.
That was before the gunpowder scene, even.
Have they talked about the backstory yet?
Captain Kirk tells the backstory about a Spanish man. He goes a Spaniard from Spain. He says,
does he?
Yeah. And he's like this crazy. He says he's a padre, which is like a priest, but he's also like a scientist.
Yeah, I think like back then, like a lot of scientists were priests.
So
just because it was like
they were bringing him on like a boat, and they were banishing him from Spain because of his crazy experiments. He killed somebody on a boat, and then that's really as far as it got from there.
Yeah,
you're kind of putting two and two together and like realizing he's Jigsaw Face Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
And so they go down into the catacombs area.
The catacombs.
And there's like moss swamp monsters in the catacombs that attack them. And the black girl gets attacked and killed. She tries to hold them off, and she gets killed. And there's a couple other zombies, and then a guy that's dressed like Zorro. He has on like a cape and a hood.
And he has like an old sword with like a weird hilt and like a rapier almost.
And he comes and stabs the zombies and kills them.
And like saves them and
whisks them away. So now it's Alicia and
John Ralphio. With this man. And the man turns out to be Greg. Yeah. The guy we thought died, but we didn't see died because what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
So we see it's Greg, and they're there for a second, and Alicia's like,
she's like, "Oh, I thought you were dead."
Yeah. He doesn't say anything.
John Ralphio looks and sees that Greg, there's an upside down skinned body.
Yeah.
In the thing. And he goes, "That's not Greg." And then he pulls off his face.
He pulls off his Greg
the
mask.
Jigsaw Man.
Yeah.
And he grabs John Ralphio, has zombies grab John Ralphio and hold him down to a table. And he's like, "Oh, your parts will last me a long time." Yeah. And he's like, "Why are you?"
I have the exact line.
"Why are you?" Oh, you wrote it down?
Yeah. He goes, "You created this all to be immortal. Why?" And the guy goes,
"To live forever."
Yeah.
Well, okay. That's what immortal is.
Yes, that is technically true. That makes sense. Doesn't really explain why though. Just
then it shows during that it shows him and inventing things. He's like, I'll never die now. And then they show him being hung, and they show hung.
The underwear model is hung.
They show they show him being lynched.
Yeah.
There we go, lynched.
Yeah, it's hanged.
And he's like, they see him being
I'm hung too.
They see him being brought up by a rope around his neck.
Yes.
So they and he's like, you can't kill me. And then they show him doing experiments and shit. It's very boring.
Yeah, it was like another montage.
And then he goes to Alicia. He's like, "And I want your beautiful skin."
Yeah.
And at that point, John Ralphio breaks away from the zombies that are holding him.
Apropos of nothing, he's just like, "Okay, I'm bored being held by you guys."
She grabs a sword and fights them off a little bit, and they run outside.
She stabs him,
and he drops a grenade
Yeah.
down on the steps, runs up, and they close the door behind them, and then run away into like the graveyard area in front of the house, and it blows up and blows the door off the thing.
Yeah, the whole thing blows up.
Yeah, huge explosion.
I mean, it's still there, but yeah, it's a huge explosion that would have engulfed everything.
Yeah, so, and then at that point, Jigsaw Man comes walking out of the thing with a sword.
Yes.
And
Alicia also still has a sword.
Runs at John Ralphio to try and stab him, and, like, she knocks the sword, like, down away from John Ralphio.
And then they have a fucking sword fight.
And then they have a sword fight. John Ralphio gets, like, knocked out and is, like, laying on the side.
Yeah.
And now they're having, like, a fucking sword fight.
But this lady who, like, has no business, like, there's no reason to think that she is an amazing sword fighter. And I know there's, like, other scenes where, like, crazy shit happens that's stupid, but she is, like, an expert sword fighter in this scene. It is so fucking bizarre.
Yeah, she is at this point. So they fight.
I mean, it's funny. It's just so weird. So yeah, they're sword fighting.
They sword fight, and then she gets stabbed in the chest.
Yeah.
And it, like, cuts her shirt open. And
almost revealing her breasts.
Almost. We thought we were going to get a sixth boob scene out of this, but we didn't.
Yeah.
So he stabs her in the chest, and then he cuts off his head, right?
Yeah, he cuts off his head.
He cuts off his head, and his head falls down next to, like, where Alicia is, and then his body, like, punches him in the dick, and then, like, grabs him and starts choking him. Yeah. So the headless body's choking him.
Yes.
And Alicia, like, gets up and stomps on the head.
Staggers towards the head, and then, like, smushes it. And it looks very silly, the smushing of the head.
Yeah, and, like, the brains and stuff come out, and the body drops dead.
Yeah.
And then he, like, rushes over and, like, grabs her and, like, puts his arm around her.
She seems to, like, I think it seemed like she died. Because when...
Well, it makes sense, because at the end of the movie, he's like, oh, I made her into a zombie.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was going to give them...
you were going to give
the people a nice reveal.
Well, fuck you, people.
They would have been so shocked.
So, they apparently went back in the thing to make a zombie.
Yeah, so she, like, died or whatever, was dying, and then he put blood on her.
He put the blood in her, and then...
Something.
Put the blood all up in her.
And,
sucked her dry.
Oh god, that's a reference to last week, which was just a couple hours ago for us, so it wasn't totally terrible.
Suck that man dry, and then put his blood in that woman.
So then, like, a helicopter shows up of, like,
and it says AMS on the side of the helicopter.
Guess it's a video game reference. We don't fucking
I don't know. So the guys get out, and the two agents, I did remember, were the two agents from, like, the video game. They're like, oh, we're here to rescue you. He's like, oh, you're a little too late.
Yeah.
They get in the helicopter, and they fly back to, like, the city, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's where the voiceover, he's like, oh, I turned her into a zombie.
Yeah, he's basically like, yeah, I turned her into a zombie. I had to.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And that was the movie House of the Dead.
A masterpiece.
Now, yeah, definitely a masterpiece.
Oh, yeah.
Little Caesar.
Oh, yeah.
Big Caesar says, one thumb down, one thumb up.
Okay. You could just... Okay, I don't know if that works, but Little Caesar... Let's see, what
does Little Caesar think about this movie?
You know what? If you're by yourself, Little Caesar says 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, if you're by yourself, or, like, you got a group of friends...
This has to be so confusing.
So, 2 thumbs up means decapitate it, cut its head off.
We'll do that bit, and then we'll just say if we recommend it or not.
So, Big Caesar says 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down.
Yeah, Little Caesar says 2 thumbs up. So I wouldn't recommend this if you're by yourself. It's not fun enough. It's kind of dumb. Watch the action scene just to see how insane it is.
Yeah, go on YouTube and look at the action scene because it was fantastic. But other than that, I mean...
It's dumb.
That's why I said 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down.
Yeah.
Because...
That's kind of confusing.
Because, like, with a group of people, it could be enjoyable to watch and, like, laugh and joke about it. By yourself...
Yeah, even for us, we were kind of bored through it.
Yeah, we got a little bored through the movie.
We got a little disinterested. Just did some Googling of certain things and, like, just dicking around or whatever.
Googled around and... looked up trivia.
Ask Bing to Google.
I Googled Bing and then binged Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, so it wasn't fun. Like, the action everything was shot poorly. It was ugly. This was literally like if Zack Snyder was a little crazier.
I still think it was shot nicer than Dawn of the Dead.
No.
Yes.
Like
everything in Dawn of the Dead was green. Everything was green.
The technical aspects of this are definitely worse than Dawn of the Dead. It's bad.
Everything was green.
It was green. Yeah, no. This was shot very badly. Although Dawn of the Dead does suck.
That's what the hand issue was.
Okay.
That he burned 30% of his hand on the second day of shooting.
Oh, fuck. Does it say how?
Nah, it just says he burned it.
Shit, dude. So, yeah, okay, he burned his hand. Good job, Uwe Boll.
There's 32 video clips from the original game appearing in several parts of the movie. 26 of them appear during the 10-minute battle in front of the house.
Is that...
They said 26 of them.
That's not true.
The remaining 6 are used as transitions prior to the battle.
That's not true. There's 10 before we get to the action scene. I know this for a fact. I remembered. There's 10 before the action scene, and there's a few after the action scene.
Yeah, there's 1 or 2 after the action scene.
There's 1 or 2 after the action scene. In other action scenes, but... So, you watch it, IMDb. Anything else? There's got to be other good stuff.
Let's see. Uwe Boll's first American movie.
Yeah.
5 kinds of zombies are shown in the movie. Undead crew members of the San Cristobal. Other centuries-old zombies. People that were killed between 40 and a few years ago. And finally, the ravers that were killed no more than 12 hours ago.
Okay.
That's really it.
Yeah, okay, so...
yeah,
what a... weird.
Yeah, very, very strange.
Strange
Not
movie.
a good movie.
No, any part that wasn't, like, hilarious was just pretty tedious. Like, it was fun to, like, kind of lose our minds for 10 minutes there, but it's not worth the whole watch. It's definitely not worth it.
Apparently in 2008, Lionsgate released a director's cut version of the film on DVD.
Really?
The film was made into a comedy with new music, alternative scenes, outtakes, and several overlay commentaries, which is the reason for the subtitle The Funny Version on the DVD's front cover.
The funny version?
Yes.
That's the least funny thing ever.
I feel like we need to watch the funny version of this.
I'm down. I'm down for that. Do that one time.
So that was House of the Dead.
There's so much shitty music in this.
Oh, it's so bad. It's all like shitty techno. There's a shitty House of the Dead rap song.
Yeah, shitty techno and shitty like rock rap. Like it's so early 2000s. It's fucking awful.
Yeah, it was really bad.
That's just all I wanted to say. Oh god, that's all I wanted to say.
And so that was House of the Dead.
Yep.
It was bad.
Yeah. So Little Caesar gives it 2 thumbs up.
Big Caesar gives it 1 thumbs down, 1 thumbs up.
All right.
So.
Oh, we have to do plugs. I almost just jumped.
I was going to say we gotta do our plugs.
All right.
Check out Casey's other podcast.
Thank you.
Trial by Pilot.
You got it twice in a row, baby.
Check it out.
Yeah, we review pilot episodes of TV shows and just goof around. It's me, my brother, and my sister-in-law.
I want to try and get together a collaboration.
We might do a collab. We'll see.
That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, we might do if a new zombie show comes out, or if we want to do an old one. You know, Walking Dead obviously is pretty much the only one, or iZombie, or the show.
iZombie.
I haven't either. And maybe we'll do it. We might do a collab.
We'll see.
That'll just be fun.
We'll see.
That we could both post on our page. Yeah. Oh yeah. So listen to that. Follow me at AKC Lynch on Twitter and Instagram, where you can find my art, which is available on Etsy. Link in the page. My page.
Follow me on Instagram at molsve. I'm not going to spell it for you. You got to try and figure out how to spell it yourself.
Good luck, motherfuckers.
See if you can find us on Xbox Live.
Yep. Good luck.
We usually are playing together.
Yep.
The hint will be that the one name has to do with the podcast.
Yeah.
If you see us playing some games, send us a message. We'll probably berate you.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna berate you. We have to now. We already said we're gonna berate you.
We're probably gonna berate you. Tell you to go fuck yourself.
Actually, probably
we'll shit on your bread or something like that.
If you message me, because it's my name. If you message me, I'll probably piss my pants. Like, holy shit, it's so cool.
But then when Casey tells me, then I'll berate you.
Yeah.
It'll be me that berates you.
He will, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get a message from a random person you have no idea who it is who just says, fuck you, asshole.
And then you'll be like, oh, that's probably...
yeah, that's gotta be Mike.
That's probably Mike the Dick.
Mike the Dick, the classic villain.
So, yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Leave us some likes on
please do it, guys.
iTunes.
What are you doing?
Give us
not
some
liking
5-star
us?
rewiews. Write anything. I don't care what you write, just as long as it's good.
You can just say you can write bad things. Just give us 5 stars.
Yeah, give me 5 stars. I mean, you could be like, these 2 idiots. This is the worst podcast I've ever listened to.
Just write the word shit sandwich 10 times and give us 5 stars.
Yeah, give me 5 stars. I don't care.
Yeah, do that actually. Do exactly that.
Yeah, if you give me 5 stars, I'll give you $5. $1 per star.
I gave it 5 stars. Can I have $5?
I also gave it 5 stars. I feel like I should also get $5.
Yeah, but from yourself. No, we're not paying you.
Interesting. Casey will pay every single person for every star they give.
No, we're not paying you shit. Just be a good person. We're
and if you've listened to this many episodes, we're on episode 11. Give it a fucking life, assholes.
If you've reviewed other podcasts 5 stars that are big, what are you doing? We're the little guys. Look out for us, you ass.
And give us, obviously, if
you're
you've been a loyal listener up to episode 11. Just drop us a 5-star rating.
If you're like, I'm not going to give them 5 stars because they just fucking berate me all the time, then fuck you.
Then fuck you. And I will continue to berate you and stop listening to the goddamn podcast.
It'd be cool to rate and review us or whatever. It definitely helps. It helps us early on, for sure.
You want to be cool. That's what all the cool kids do.
Oh, I have heard that.
Peer
cool kids.
pressure,
I have heard that all the cool kids are rating and reviewing our podcast.
All the cool kids are rating and reviewing the podcast, so you better do it.
It's always a good idea for us to do 2 episodes in a row.
You don't want to be known as a nerd.
Oh man, look at these nerds not rating and reviewing our podcast.
What a bunch of nerds.
Oh man.
Alright guys, so don't forget, there's gold in them hills.
And aim for the head.
Yee-hoo!
And take out the trash.
Yakety yak, don't talk back.
Weep, boop, boop.